Hello, people. I'm Lars Lehmann from Germany. Check out my interview and a whole bunch of other great interviews on forbassplayersonly.com.
Hi everyone, I'm John Liebman. You're watching forbassplayersonly.com. Today we are here with Lars Lehmann. Did I pronounce your name right?
Quite right, man.
Let me hear you say it.
Lars Lehmann.
That's what I said. How are you, Lars?
Very good. How are you?
Good. It's great to see you. There's so much I want to ask you, but how about if we just start from the beginning and you tell me about your musical upbringing?
You know, when I was still in the cradle, my mom used to sing quite a lot with me, for me, and that's actually one of my earliest memories, childhood memories I do have. And later on, I played, when I was a kid, I played the flute and I played the accordion. And then one day, my parents went to a friend's house, and this guy, he was doing like gala jobs, like, the penguin jobs. And he had like a guitar with a vibrato arm.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. What?
This guy, he was doing gala jobs.
Yes, did you say penguins?
Penguin jobs,
Like
the penguins.
Okay.
They stand like in the corner in a wedding band, and you play
is
on
that
it.
okay? Guys in tuxedos. That's why you call them penguins?
Yeah, penguin jobs.
Okay.
Never heard that word before?
Not really, no. Okay. Go ahead.
Right. So this guy had a guitar, and I was pretty much fascinated with this vibrato arm. I would go. I couldn't play a single note. I went.
I know a lot of guys like that today.
Yeah. And some of them became famous, right? And he also owned a bass and like a drum kit and a keyboard. But I was so very fascinated with this vibrato arm. So of course my decision was clear. I wanted to be a guitar player. And I was about 15, 16 at that time maybe. And I told my friends in school about it. And what they did was they went like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. But you know what? We have this high school big band. And we are really in need of a bass player. So why don't you just switch to bass, do not pick up the guitar and play bass instead, and you can immediately play with us. And that's how it all started.
Okay, where was this? Where did you grow up?
In my hometown, Hanover, Germany. It's pretty far up in the north, close to Hamburg.
Yeah. Okay. And once you discovered the instrument, I guess you took to it pretty readily and you excelled at it. Who were your influences? Which bass players did you find yourself listening to?
I was born in 72, which means I'm quite an old guy.
Okay.
Nowadays.
Now what does that make me?
Sort of. I'm basically an 80s kid, and when I was in that certain age, when I picked up the bass, there was guys like Billy Sheehan, the Eat 'Em and Smile album by David Lee Roth had just come out, with Vi on guitar and Billy Sheehan on bass, and there were guys like Jonas Hallborg playing with McLaughlin, and Mark King of Level 42, and I would say probably those three guys, they were my main influences.
Yes. Okay. Well, how did your career get rolling? What kind of gigs and things were you doing initially?
Well, I was just pretty much freelancing around my hometown, and from there things just led on. I was offered more and more gigs, and most of them being like local gigs. But then all of a sudden, people would call me from outside Hanover, and that's how sort of my reputation spread. Can you say that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if it's good.
Yeah. Hopefully it is.
Yes, it very much is. Well, how about a few career highlights? And you're young, but you're old enough to have done some pretty cool stuff, and I know you have. So what stands out if you can cite a couple of things that were meaningful to you during your career so far?
Right. Apart from having played with quite a few people from Germany, obviously, because I'm German, you might be interested in the American or international names, and there we have people like Bobby Bird, Pee Wee Ellis, Clyde Stubblefield, Simon Phillips, oh boy, Marva Whitney, Lynn Collins, Martha High, Vicki Anderson of the James Brown Band, you know, the original Funky Divas. Gwen McCrae from Florida, Orlando, Florida. And then also a couple of years back, I sort of like rediscovered my roots pretty much, because I grew up on Deep Purple and Whitesnake and Uriah Heep. And I got a phone call from a guy by the name of Uli John Roth. He used to be in the Scorpions all the way back in the 70s.
Sure.
And so I played with him for about 3 years. I played on his latest world tour. And from there, things just led on. And it was through Uli that I got in touch with Vinnie Moore of UFO, the guitar player. And with a little help from Vinnie, I got the chance to play on the latest UFO record, Seven Deadly, still available, great record. And yeah, that's just some of my stuff. But also, I mean, I'm like on a regular basis, I'm doing pretty much what you would call bread and butter. You know, I'm playing musical shows, sitting in the orchestra pit, playing the upright, you know, with a bow sometimes. But like I said, it's enough for those musical situations that I have to deal with. And but I still consider myself an electric bass player in the first place.
Okay, what kind of equipment are you using these days?
I'm playing Music Man basses and Mark bass amps. I've been working with those guys for ages. I'm lucky enough to be working with the German distributor by the name of Music Meyer. And they have a guy working there, Philipp Seib, and he's like my main contact guy, and he's supplying me with all those beautiful instruments. It's really, really great. And same with Mark Bass, you know, Smile Music, who's the German distributor. And there's a guy by the name of Dirk Hesse, and those guys are supplying me with all that great stuff. So it's made my life pretty easy.
How about the future, Lars? What else would you like to do? You're still, I think you're a young man, and I quote Phil Chen a lot. I think you still have a lot of notes left in you. It's a line I got from him. What else would you like to do that you haven't already accomplished?
Well, I don't really have any plans. Also, I mean, I'm working on my second solo album. My first one came out in 2010.
What's that called?
Music Like Pictures. I'm going to give you a copy of some with me. I happen to have some.
Oh, the perks of this job.
Oh, yeah. And, well, I'm working on my second solo album, which is going to be, believe it or not, a rock record. Pretty much like Rage Against the Machine, so very riff-driven, but with me on vocals. Ooh. Yes, indeedy.
Okay.
And, yeah, I just want to, you know, be a proper servant to music in different situations. You know, that's what I like about this job, is just the how versatile it is. You know, all those different challenges. I really enjoy that.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Well, Lars, great catching up with you. It's been a long time. I know we've corresponded, we've communicated. It is nice to be in the same country at the same time as you. Great getting to know you personally, and much luck and continued success to you always.
Thank you very much, and thanks so much for having me.
I'm John Lehmann. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.